Welcome to this session of Materials Engineering. Myself, Anirban Sarkar, Assistant Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering of JIS College of Engineering, Kolkata. The course objective of this paper is understand the correlation between the internal structure of material, their mechanical properties, and various methods to quantify their mechanical integrity and failure criteria. Second, to provide a detailed interpretation of equilibrium phase diagram. Number 3, learning about different phases and heat treatment method to tailor the properties of Fe3C alloy. Course outcome: first of all, identify crystal structure for various material and understand the defects in such structures. Number 2, analyze the effect of heat treatment of mechanical properties of a metal. Number 3, understand how to tailor materials property of ferrous and non-ferrous alloys. Number 4, learn about advanced material useful in modern industrial applications. The course outcome and program outcome mappings are shown also. Course content: in the first module, we have crystal structure. In crystal structure, we will discuss elaborately about unit cell, metallic crystal structure, imperfections in solids, and some dislocation theories, slip mechanism, etc. In module 2, mechanical property measurement. Various properties, mechanical properties such as tensile, compressive, torsion, etc., hardness, etc., we have to discuss. In module 3, that is metals and alloy. Alloy, their substitutional and interstitial solid solutions, phase diagram, interpretation of binary phase diagram and microstructure development, iron carbide phase diagram, and microstructure analysis of ferrous material, cast iron, steel, etc. we will discuss. Module 4, that is heat treatment of steel, annealing, tempering, normalizing, and spheroidizing, isothermal transformation diagram for Fe3C alloy, microstructure development, various cooling curves, and various surface hardening method we will discuss. In module 5, that is alloying of steel, it contains properties of stainless steel and tool steel. The other ferrous and non-ferrous materials, alloys, etc., that we need to discuss. And in number 6, ceramics and advanced material, we have that is structure, properties, and applications of ceramic, composite, type of this material, smart material, ferroelastic and piezoelectric material, nanomaterial, biomaterial, shape memory alloy, etc. we will discuss. The books, recommended books: W.D. Callister, Material Science and Engineering, and William Smith, Material Science, V. Raghavan, Material Science, Material Science by S.L. Kalkani, and Material and Process in Manufacturing by E.P. Digger, recommended books. Apart from this, the Material Science by V.D. Kodgiri and S.V. Kodgiri, and some So the first lecture of this course, that is Introduction to Materials Engineering and its classifications. So the first module we will discuss, that is about crystal structure, and today's topic is classification of materials and its importance. The learning outcome: understand the importance of materials engineering based on properties, performance, application, and cost. First of all, the historical perspective. Materials are so important in the development of human civilization that the historians have identified early period of civilization by the name of most significant used material. Example, that is Stone Age, Bronze Age, etc. This is just an observation made to showcase that importance of materials and their impact on human civilization. It is obvious that materials have affected and controlling a broad range of human activities through thousands of decades. From the historical point of view, it can be said that human civilization started with Stone Age, where people use only materials like stone, clay, skin, and wood for the purpose like to make weapons, instruments, shelter, etc. Thus, the sites of deposits for better quality stone became an early colonies of human civilization. However, the increasing need for better quality tools brought forth exploration that led to Bronze Age, followed by Iron Age. When people found copper and how to make it harder by alloying, the Bronze Age started about 3000 BC. The use of iron and steel, a stronger material that gave advantages in wars, started at about 1200 BC. Iron was abundant and thus availability is not limited to its affluence. This commonness of the material affected every person in many aspects, gaining the name democratic material. The next big step in human civilization was discovery of cheap process to make steel around 1850 AD, which enables the railroad and building of modern infrastructure of the industrial world. One of the most significant features of the democratic material is that number of users just exploded. Thus, there has been a need for human and material resources for centuries, which still going strong. It is being said and agreed that we are presently in space age marked by many technological development towards development material, resulting stronger and lighter materials like composite, electronic material like semiconductors, materials for space voyages like high temperature ceramics, biomaterials, etc. In summary, Material constitutes foundation of technology. The history of human civilization evolved from Stone Age to Bronze Age, the Iron Age, the Steel Age, and to the Space Age. Each age is marked by the advent of certain materials. The Iron Age brought tools and utensils. The Steel Age brought railroad, instruments, and industrial revolutions. The Space Age brought the materials for stronger and light structures. Example, composite materials. The electronics age brought semiconductor and thus many varieties of electronics gadgets. Now, we need to know the interrelations between four components of material science. That is structure, properties, processing, and performance. As engineering materials constitutes foundation of technology, it is not only necessary but a must to understand how materials behave like they do and why they differ in properties. This is only possible with the atomistic understanding allowed by quantum mechanics that first explained atoms and then solids starting in 1930s. The combination of physics, chemistry, and the force-on relationship between the properties of a material and its microstructure is the domain of material science. The development of this science allowed designing material and provided a knowledge base for the engineering applications. Important components of this subject material science are, that is, structure, properties, processing, performance. Next is important of material science and engineering. So we should know, all engineers need to know about the materials. Even the most immaterials like software or system engineering depends on development of new materials, which in turn alter the economics like software hardware trade-off. Increasing applications of systems engineering are in materials manufacturing and complex environmental systems. Innovations in engineering often means the clever use of new materials for a specific application. For example, plastic containers in place of age-old metallic container. It is well-learned lesson that engineering disasters are frequently caused by the misuse of material. So, it is vital that the professional engineers should know how to select material which best fit the demand of the design economic and aesthetic demands, as well as demand of strength and durability. Beforehand, the designer must understand the properties of materials and their limitations. Thus, it is very important that every engineer must study and understand the concept of material science and engineering. The importance, in short, we can say, to select a material for a given use based on consideration of cost and performance, to understand the limits of material and their changes of their properties with use, to be able to create a new materials that will have some desirable properties, to be able to use the material for different applications. Next is classifications of material. So like many other things, materials are classified in groups so that our brain can handle the complexity. One can classify based on many criteria, for example, crystal structure, that is arrangement of atom and bonds between them, or properties or use. Metals, ceramics, polymer, composites, semiconductors, and biomaterial constitutes the main classes of present engineering materials. First of all, metals. These materials are characterized by high thermal and electrical conductivity, strong yet deformable under applied mechanical loads, opaque to light. These characteristics are due to valency electron that are detached from atom and spread in an electron sea that glues the ions together. That is, atoms are bound together by metallic bond and weaker van der Waals forces. Pure metals are not good enough for many applications, especially structural applications. Thus, metals are used in alloy form, that is, a metal mixed with another metal to improve the desired quantities. Example, aluminum, steel, brass, gold, etc. Ceramics, these are inorganic compound and usually made either of oxides, carbides, nitrides, or silicates of materials. Ceramics are typically partly crystalline and partly amorphous. Atoms in ceramics material behave mostly like either positive or negative ions and are bound by very strong Coulomb force between them. These materials are characterized by high strength under compression, low ductility, usually insulators to heat and electricity. Examples, glass, porcelain, many minerals. Polymers. Polymers in the form of thermoplastics consist of molecules that give covalent bonding within each molecules and van der Waals forces between them. Polymers in the form of thermosets consist of network of covalent bonds. They are based on hydrogen, carbon, and other non-metallic elements. Polymers are amorphous except for a minority of thermoplastics. Due to the kind of bonding, polymers are typically electrical and thermal insulators. However, conducting polymers can be obtained by doping, and conducting polymer matrix composites can be obtained by the use of conducting fillers. They decompose at moderate temperature between 100 to 400 degrees centigrade. Mostly they are lightweight and other properties vary greatly. Next is composite materials. Composite materials are multiphase materials obtained by artificial combination of different materials to attain properties that the individual component cannot attain. An example is a lightweight brake disc obtained by embedding silicon carbide particle in aluminum alloy matrix. Another example is reinforcement cement concrete, a structural composite obtained by combining cement, sand, gravel, and thick steel fiber. However, there are some natural composites available in nature, for example, wood. In general, composites are classified according to their matrix material. The main classes of composites are metal matrix, polymer matrix, and ceramic matrix. Semiconductors. Semiconductors are covalent in nature. The atomic structure is characteristics by the highest occupied energy band, that is the valency band, where the valency electron resides energetically, is full such that the energy gap between the top of the valency band and the bottom of the empty energy band is small enough for some fraction of valency electron to be excited from the valency band to the conduction band by thermal, optical, or other form of energy. Their electrical properties depend extremely strongly on minute proportion of contaminants. They are usually doped in order to enhance electrical conductivity. They are used in the form of single crystals without dislocations because grain boundaries and dislocations would degrade electrical behavior. They are opaque to visible light but transparent to the infrared. Examples: silicon, germanium, and gallium arsenide. Next is biomaterials. These are any type materials that can be used for replacement of damaged or diseased human body parts. Primary required of these materials is that they must be biocompatible with body tissues and must not produce toxic substance. Other important materials factor are availability to support force, low friction wear, density and cost, reproducibility. Typical application involves heart valves, hip joints, dental implants, intercollar lens. Example: stainless steel, CO28CR6MO, ultralight molecular weight polyethylene, etc. Advanced material. These materials are used in high-tech devices. Those operate based on relatively intricate and sophisticated principles. Example: computer, air spacecraft, electronics gadget, etc. These materials are either traditional materials with enhanced property or newly developed materials with high performance capabilities. Hence, these are relatively expensive. Typical applications: integrated circuits, lens, LCD, fiber optics, thermal porcelains for space shuttles, etc. Examples: metallic foams, intermetallic compound, multiple compound alloy, magnetic alloy, special ceramics, and high temperature materials, etc. Future material. Group of new and state-of-the-art material now being developed and expected to have significant influence on present day technology, especially in the field of medicine, manufacturing, and defense. Smart intelligent material system consists of some type of sensor and an actuator. Actuator may be called upon to change shape, position, natural frequency, material characteristic in response to change in temperature, electrical or magnetic field, moisture, pH, etc. Four types of material used as actuator: shape memory alloy, piezoelectric ceramics, magnetostrictive material, electromagnetorheological fluids, material device used as sensors, that is optic fibers, piezoelectric materials, microelectromechanical systems, etc. Typical applications: by incorporating sensors, actuators, and chip processors into systems, researchers are able to stimulate biological human-like behavior. Fibers for bridges, buildings, and woods utility poles. They also help in fast-moving and accurate robot parts, since speed helicopters' rotor blades. Actuator that control chatter in precision machine tools, small microelectronic circuits in machine ranging from computer to photolithographic prints, help monitoring, detecting the success or failure of a product. Now, the modern material needs. With the development of the science and technology, the following points or following materials need to be developed. That is, there has been tremendous progress over the decades in the field of material science and engineering, innovation of new technologies, and need for better performance and existing technology demands much more for the materials field. Moreover, it is evident that new materials technologies are needed to be environmental friendly. Some typically needed, such of modern materials needs, are listed in the following. Engine efficiency increases at high temperature, that is, requires high temperature structural materials. Use of nuclear energy requires solving problems with residues or advances in the nuclear waste processing. Hypersonic flight requires materials that are light, strong, and resist high temperature. Optical communications requires optical fibers that absorbs light negligibly. For civil construction, materials for unbreakable windows. Structures, materials that are strong like metals and resist corrosion like plastics. So these are the references, that is recommended books and notes. First of all, the material science, that is W.D. Callister, by material science and engineering by Smiths, material science by V.D. Kodgiri or S.D. Kodgiri and S.D. Kodgiri, and some drive links are given. Thank you for joining this session.